Well, if you are looking for a unique event with the Chattanooga Theater Center, we are going to take a look into A Room with a View, Chattanooga Theater Center's latest production. Thanks so much for joining us.
Thank you.
Okay, so tell me a little bit more about A Room with a View.
Well, it is a romantic comedy. It was based on a book that was written in 1908 by M. Forster. It was later adapted to the stage and finally to an award-winning movie that had an all-star cast.
Right. It had Helena in it. That was also in Harry Potter, right?
Correct.
Yes,
Okay.
she played the part of Lucy, I understand.
Okay, so tell me what your characters are and what are some of the other characters we can look forward to seeing?
Well, it's a very much an ensemble piece, so you get to know each person, and there are 22 characters in the play, played by 11 different cast members, so we sort of double up on things here and there. I play the Reverend Beebe, and
I'm Mrs. Honeychurch.
and she is hilarious.
Well, tell me a little bit more about your characters and how they play into the story.
I think that Reverend Beebe is kind of a person who just sort of loves everybody and tries to bring them together, and he's also sort of in people's business a little bit and sort of navigates people together throughout the play.
Mrs. Honeychurch is not your typical mother of the 1908 era, because even though there are strictures, you have to be introduced to people before you can speak, she and her family kind of live in Windy Corner, and they're a little more relaxed, but she still tries to keep within that stricture, and that's where a little bit of the conflict comes in.
And her daughter, who is ultimately involved in the love triangle that happens, is supposed to marry sort of an upper crust kind of a fellow, and Mom is all excited about that, you know.
Yes, right.
And then it takes a little turn and it doesn't work out that way. She's not quite so happy later on.
Okay, so you mentioned a love triangle, so there are a lot of things to look forward to with
Sure.
the story. And with the production, there's a lot to look forward to because it's not going to be held on the main stage. We're going to
It's
be in the
not.
Circle
In the
Theater.
Circle Theater, that's right. The Circle is a little more of an intimate setting, and we can adapt things in a different way. It is not quite the same number of seats, obviously, because it's a smaller, venue, as opposed to the main stage where we can house, more people in one performance or another. It's brings you a little close to the performers. They're right in our face, so
Okay, so very intimate experience.
yes.
But even though we're having a very intimate experience, there's still going to be a lot of special effects and things to look forward to, right?
Yes, there are. There's a rain scene that's really very cool toward the end of the show.
Oh gosh, a chair comes down from the ceiling, a book comes down,
Yeah,
flowers fall,
Yeah.
Perfect.
And
So-
of course the lighting and set and the direction is amazing. We have great directors and scenic designers, and they really make it special.
It sounds like a very fully immersive experience for an audience member.
Sure.
Okay, so what can we look forward to? We have A Room with a View coming up April 27th, 28th, May 4th, 5th, May 11th, and 12th. What can we look forward to coming from the Chattanooga Theater Center's rest of 2018? Can we get a preview?
Well, I don't know. On the spot, I don't know all of the shows, but I know that Hello Dolly is coming up, and that certainly is a favorite, and
That's
there'll
awesome, yeah.
be lots of fun.
and
we're-
also Boeing.
Boeing is coming up, yeah. I think one of the things that's really important about the Theater Center is that the heartbeat of it is our volunteers, and we're all volunteers, and it's remarkable not only as an actor in the performances, but as a viewer of performances sometimes, to see the quality of theater that we put out there, and it's all by volunteers, from the set designing and building to the costuming, working backstage on crew, and of course the actors are all volunteers as well. So.
And we have several people at WDF that actually currently volunteer or have volunteered in the
Yes.
past, so I'm very familiar. But so you mentioned that it can be anyone from set design to an actor or actress. So if someone's scared of the stage, they can still be
They
involved.
can come and
though.
sew. They can come and paint. They can, work crew behind the set during the performances. So there are tons and tons of opportunities. And of course, there are opportunities for children. We have classes. There are dance classes and youth theater classes, and it's a great thing that cultivates that continuation of our theater center.
So what's the best way for someone to learn a little bit more information if they want to get involved?
Well, they can always visit the website at ChattanoogaTheaterCenter.com, and they can also just come by and sign up and see what's available, or just call the box office and speak with someone there. So lots of ways to get involved.
So make sure you get involved. Again, A Room with a View is the most recent production. That's going to be starting April 27th and 28th. And there will be some matinees or all 8 p.m. performances.
There are matinees,
Okay,
and
perfect.
you should check the schedules, because sometimes we have maybe on a Thursday there might be a 7 o'clock start time, or on a weekend maybe it's an 8 o'clock start time. So
And
check with the
Sundays are
website.
your 2:30.
Yeah,
Perfect.
2:30.
So you can visit the website for all the showtimes then, I'm
Yes,
guessing, right?
yes.
Perfect. All right, Jeff and Denise, thanks so much for joining us and telling us about Chattanooga Theater Center and A Room with a View.
Thank you.
Make sure you get your tickets. It
Yeah,
starts
you
next
should.
weekend.
You should get a ticket. Call for a reservation because it is limited seating. so,
Perfect.
yeah.
So good, book those ahead of time.
Yes.
All right, thanks for joining us. And we'll be right back on Let's Chat.